Yo, 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 good morning, everybody. Welcome to the SPP once again. I am your boy Prime Source. What is good?
What's going on, Prime? How you feeling on this good Sunday?
Feeling really good this morning. Feeling really good this morning, man. Had a small misstep. I intended not to leave the crib at all today. I meant it. Made sure I took care of business, everything last night before I got to watch some football. And then I realized that I didn't get any tea for me to sip on today. And I was like, damn. So had to get up, get dressed, boogie on over to Kroger, grab some tea, and make it back. And on top of that, they didn't even have my normal tea, bro. I had to go store brand today, so I don't even know what that tastes like. I don't even know. We're gonna find out though.
Did you say tea?
Yeah, I got in the habit, man, trying to watch the health or whatever, man. So I've been peeling back. I still like my cookies and all that stuff, but peel back on the sugar a little bit. And I have I've fallen in love, believe it or not, with unsweetened tea.
Really?
Yeah, everybody looks at me when I say that, bro, how in the world are you drinking unsweetened tea? And I'm like, I don't know. I think it started at McDonald's. And I try to watch the fast food, but there's McDonald's right close to the job. Sometimes when I don't feel like going far, get on the app, hit it up, boom, 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 order whatever.
Right.
But I started making myself drink the unsweetened tea to the point that I actually like it. So I went and got some of that Gold Peak. So I started buying the Gold Peak at the grocery store, and they offer a no sugar and an unsweetened joint. You know what I'm saying? And I like the joint that says unsweet, and that joint fire to me. As long as I got some ice with it, you know what I'm saying? So
I see. So okay, so you're talking the bottles of tea,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. I thought you meant you was like going to the microwave or on the stove and boiling some water and drinking some hot tea. I was like, oh, okay.
So you thought I was doing it that way?
I thought you was British. That you just having a spot of tea. I need a spot of tea in the morning.
Nah, man. Now back in the day, that used to be the lick though, man. I used to dip them tea bags, bro. Lipton junks to dip them tea bags.
Me too.
I came up on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but in my quest to try to be healthier, and here we are going into the new year once again. Everybody hit them resolutions, or whatever. Ain't really a resolution for me. I tried. Now I fall off the bandwagon every year for about 3 months or so, 3-4 months, and I realized I need to get back on it. So, in one of my quests to try to be a little more healthy, yeah, I've been on that unsweetened iced tea lately.
So ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man. So, but you feeling good this morning? You good?
I'm good. I'm great. It's a beautiful day. I can't say the sun is shining because it's not. There ain't no birds chirping, but that's all right. Just popped out of just finished a live on TikTok this morning, which was set to be NFL talk and 90 minutes of Nas. It was more like 45, 50 minutes of Nas. And then we got into some conversations about some different things. And then I started talking about my quest to be a DJ. Have we talked about this?
You and I think we had a brief conversation, and you talking about now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and I had a brief conversation about you maybe obtaining some equipment and all that stuff, man.
Yeah. So I went ahead about 2 weeks ago. I haven't done anything since then, but about 2 weeks ago, I got a controller, and I've been fighting, trying to figure out what I need a laptop. I need some type of laptop. Another one, because my wife is overtaking the one that I had anyway.
That's how it be.
Business ventures, yeah. So I need and every DJ I've talked to, well, 90% of the DJs I talk to say, get a MacBook and get Serato, and then you can go from there. Also, I don't think I mentioned this part to you.
What's that?
There's a certain DJ that has said that he's going to teach me how to DJ. I didn't ask. He said it.
You
And
care to share who it is, or you gonna keep it on the low?
I'm gonna keep it on the low.
Okay.
I think because he teaches, that's what he does now. He
Word.
teaches people how to DJ online.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, I think it's beneficial to him to teach me. Believe it or not, it's very odd for me to say that, but it's beneficial for him to teach me. So he sees benefit in teaching me because I have a small following on TikTok. And it's beneficial for me because he's teaching me. He's got a lot of years of DJing under his belt. And yeah. And I'm supposed to interview him in a little bit as well, but that's a whole different thing. But yeah, so I just got to get a laptop, and I'm having a hard time settling on one and finding one that's in my price range, which is very low. DJ Source. Look, I'm already DJ SOC according to the people, even though I play music on my phone on TikTok, and I'm not DJing at all because I'm not a DJ. But they like, you are DJ SOC, Source of Course. So I might adopt that name. Have to see if anybody else is DJ SOC once I actually know what I'm doing.
DJ Source Supreme.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Travis, really, Rodney Leeper, what's good, my guys? Dorian Bryant, what's up, my man? How you doing? You already know my guy Don is in the house, my brother.
I got a question. Hey, Rodney Leeper, I got a question. Am I gonna be, not that anybody cares about me for real in the 804? Let me start there. Nobody cares. But am I gonna be what's the word? I don't want to say excavated. Am I gonna be kicked out of the 804 if I say that Freedom is gonna drag Highland Springs? Will y'all still let me come outside in the 804 if I say Freedom is gonna drag Highland Springs, or is that gonna get me like shot in these streets? I don't want to get shot over a high school football game. But
hey,
I'm just
it won't
curious.
me, bro. It won't me.
I just want to know. Let me know now.
Hey, look, I'm Route 10, but it's love for Route 5 and all that up there. So it is what it is. But yeah. Oh, here you go. He said, people say.
I know. Yeah.
Look, I'm supposed to say this. I'm supposed to say this. I got my brother's sources back, all the way through and through. But I won't let y'all know if y'all come looking for him. Some of y'all in the 804 group know exactly where I live. He don't stay over here, so don't come over here. I like that peaceful over this joint.
That's how they do.
Some of y'all know exactly what the crib is, what door and everything. It won't me. It ain't me.
I ain't gonna say
my brother,
I was just asking.
Bro, I want to say if my brother Fareed just happened to come across this, it won't me, bro. It won't me. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I didn't say it. I was asking. I just wanted to know, just in case.
Let's see what else we got this morning. When we get into this, they got you out there, bro. Number one. One.
I ain't even say it. I ain't say it. I ain't
Conway Liddy in the house. What's up, bro? Hey, but I will say this, and some of you are in the 804 area, 757, and I do think we got a couple of 703s. And look, shout out to all of the teams that are competing for state championships on the high school level. So in our area, it only includes Highland Springs. Matoka took a tough one yesterday, the Stonebridge, and so it's going to be Highland Springs, but it's going to be a crazy legit game. We got a couple of crazy legit games going on. I've been joined with some of the guys in the group you may have noticed about Phoebus, and I saw in a couple of not so much in our group, but I saw on Facebook among some guys that I respect. Some of them coaching still, some former coaches were questioning the how good Phoebus really was, because see, everybody's narrative, which I think is, in no disrespect to anybody, but it's the dumbest narrative in the world, is that a team isn't good because it hasn't played anybody. Isn't good. You don't know if they're good or not. Have they not played anyone? Have they not played anyone? I'm gonna give you that all day, 100% when it comes to certain teams, right? But just because they haven't played anyone doesn't mean that they aren't good. I just use Phoebus. I'm not talking pros and things because I know some of y'all think I'm about to go into the Cowboys. No, that's not it. But Phoebus had played, and shout out to the bro Ballin VA in 804. My man Lee Murray, we was talking about it too. And he knows just exactly how trash that district had been up there the last couple of years and in the whole 9 yards. But there's some guys in the group that was telling me that Phoebus was not good because Phoebus hasn't played anybody. So we go in the playoffs. They've been handling business in the playoffs, and they had their stiffness test yesterday, right? So last week they beat. So the first round of the playoffs they beat Hampton. Second week they beat an undefeated War Hill, right? And then yesterday they come out and beat King George. Everybody would say, "Wake me up when King George is playing." They play King George, whatever. They beat King George, and it wasn't handily. Won 104-0, no 58-12 or nothing like that. But they won 25-13 in a game that they traveled 13-12 going into the actual fourth quarter. So,
really,
I'm just saying they 13-12. I was watching the game on the app. I was watching. No, they weren't on the app. That game was on YouTube. But because the Highland Springs game was having some difficulty from the first quarter, I was trying to watch it on the app, so I just switched over. But think about what people are saying. And I don't know. Phoebus plays Salem next week. Ought to be a heck of a game. But just with anyone in any sport, people say a team is not good because they played. They may not be good, but how do you know they're not good just because they played the teams on their schedule? And the teams on the schedule are trash, right? You don't know they're not good. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's just me. Take it as you will. If you feel it's hurt, I'm sorry you feel it's hurt. You don't agree with me. Because somebody is not good, doesn't play. They play a bunch of teams that are not good, that are on the schedule. That means they're not good either. You want to tell me that we don't know how good they are? Okay, I'm gonna give you that because I don't know either when it comes to certain teams.
Right.
But y'all need to put that narrative to bed, man. Yeah, and shout out to Phoebus too. Somebody put up here the quarterback situation. I don't know if I told you if you caught wind of it last week. The Phoebus's quarterback, starting quarterback, I heard in the Hampton game in the first round of the playoffs. Past 2 weeks, they've been starting a freshman QB. Right?
I think you did mention that a couple weeks ago, actually.
Yeah. Now, granted, I will say this. I'm not saying that their offense is the most prolific offense out there. It's not a freedom offense, but they are effective enough, and the defense is lights out.
That's the key.
Out. I don't know. Did they allow 20 points the entire season? 25 points, whatever.
Well, the
defense is lights out.
Yeah.
That kind of player. Lights out, bro. So anytime you can play good defense and your offense is adequate enough to put you in short fields and get the ball back for you, that's football. That's the game. Everything ain't got to be, I got the most prolific offense in the world.
Right.
But shout out to him. But I just wanted to put that out there and know that wasn't a cowboy rant. Even though some of that could apply to them too. But
it did. I didn't know if you were going to reference all three, like you was going to go high school, then go college and talk about Florida State, and then go pros and talk about the Cowboys. But Florida State and the Cowboys is actually different because they have played. They have played teams. It's just the argument that people say that the Cowboys haven't beaten anybody good is the one that people are probably referencing.
And there's a Cowboys referencing that. I would guess it's probably Caesar. There's some of the comments in I can't see, but just like the Cowboys anyway. And if it is Caesar,
it actually is not.
Who is that? Keys?
Which one? Just like the Cowboys? Yeah, that's Keys.
Oh, it's got to be Keys. As I said, if it won't Caesar, it was Keys. The third person would have been my guy, Rod King. I know I ain't seen Rod King the last couple of weeks in here. A great point right here.
Oh man, that's crazy, bro. That's
because that's crazy.
we think about the way Highland Springs has been on the run for the last 10 years, seems like something like 10 years.
What
Close to
did they
10 years.
play? Was it been 7 out of the last 10?
Yeah,
In our
it's
state
crazy.
championship, something like that. Something like that.
That's crazy in itself. But you look at
East
that.
End got the best system leading up in the entire state, bro.
What is that system? What is that system? Where did it come from?
What you mean where they come from?
Them Glenn Lee boys. That's all I just wanted to say.
Oh yeah, we know.
Rodney,
Leave a Hall of Fame coach, bro.
That's right. Rodney just wanted to make sure somebody said it.
Oh, okay. Look, that's a Hall of Fame coach we talking about right there. But all day. Somebody mentioned, said we got to talk about these college football playoffs real quick, and I agree. So let's have a conversation about that. You mentioned our Florida State Seminoles, right? And the dilemma that the committee is in right now. I guess we'll find out maybe within an hour or so whether or not Florida State actually gets into the college football playoffs, which is expanding next year. So we're with the dilemma this year before expansion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was shocked to see as many people on Facebook last night that actually believed that Florida State should actually get in. Because if you listen to the radio, even this morning when I ran back to the grocery store, there's a large contingent of people that do radio and television for a living that honestly believe that Florida State, as great of a season as we've had, should not get into this playoff. What's your feelings?
All right. I'll get to my feelings in a second. Tell me this, Prime, because I heard this question asked yesterday. Booker McFarland is not terrible. Just for the record, when it comes to being an in-studio analyst, Booker McFarland is all right. He's terrible during games. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm not. That's what I said when they were on him and Jason Witten. Yeah, he was terrible during games. Hated him. But he's not bad as an in-studio analyst. But I think he was asked, is it the most deserving teams?
Right.
Or is it the best teams? And that is the dilemma right there. And I don't think that question will ever be answered by the committee specifically, unless it has been. I don't think it has, but I don't think it'll ever be answered specifically, because that gives them wiggle room for whatever decision they choose. So if they want to add Alabama in every year just because they know what Alabama is going to bring as far as whatever ratings or whatever they want to say, they can sell it at that. So I think they'll always leave it as that. But to you, do you think it should be most deserving teams, like based on their record, or no?
Tough question, because I would probably have a clearer answer for you if we weren't in the dilemma that we're in now. So with, there's no Jordan Travis, right? So if you're talking about the possibilities of playing with the Michigans, possibly most likely Washington, any of these schools, without a quarterback like Jordan Travis, it's not favorable. Not saying that FSU can't get in this thing and win it, because you play one ball game. It's like on Sundays, you play one ball game. You never know what can happen in that one ball game. Now, what we saw last night, obviously, young Brock Glenn, he wasn't ready for that. What did he complete? 8 passes the whole game, right? We saw Tate Rodemaker the last week before he got hurt, look better than Brock Glenn, but still it's not Jordan Travis. He's, if it's Jordan Travis in there, I don't care what none of y'all say about no Georgia, no Bama, none of that. If my defense plays the way it played last night, I'm ready to go to war with any of y'all. And keep in mind, I am the guy that's on record as saying I don't believe, it's going to sound contradictory, but I don't believe that this FSU team as a whole, as as talented as not even close to the last state champion team. There's some holes there. And were we lucky to scrape by in a few games? Yeah, we were. We let Tech in the game too long, Boston College. It happens. But But on Sunday, some of the same people that say that FSU shouldn't be in or question it are the same people say win and move on, when you survive. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what they did. Right. So
Yeah.
I still have a hard time, whether it's FSU, whether it's anybody, not putting a undefeated Power 5 champion in it. I just have a problem. We're going to have problems with this system no matter what. When we go, I believe it's next year. Yeah, we go when they expand. We're going to have problems after that because the next is going to be, well, who's number 13 or whatever it is. Yep. That's what is going to happen. But I have a hard time. We've always been told, Source, you win. Those losses have to account for something. I don't care who you play. Those losses have to account for something. No matter who you play, cancel each other out or whatever. So I believe, in closing, that FSU should be in. I'm going to be honest with you, though. If we don't get in, I'm not going to totally lose it because I understand what is the possibilities of what could happen with this particular team. If we got into this, it's probably not going to be favorable, even though anything can happen. At least send me to a good bowl game.
Hey, I feel what you're saying. It's darned if you do, darned if you don't, for real. Because if we line up these teams, no, you're not putting Florida State in there. You are not. If we line up these teams, you're not putting. And I'm saying with Jordan Travis, if you line up these teams, you're not going to automatically put Florida State in there just because they're undefeated. Just saying, if you said the best four, I got to get the best four teams out here. It's going to be hard for you to not put Georgia in there after losing in the championship game of their conference. If you want to say that's a disqualifier because they lost their conference championship, they can't go to that's one thing. If you're going to say that. But if you're not saying that, then it's a free fall. Yeah. Washington's got to be there. Michigan's got to be there.
Yeah.
And then you're getting to the who would I prefer? But if you say the best teams, Florida State is not there.
No.
You have to go another 4 and be like, maybe in this section right here. But even with an undefeated Florida State feels like a Boise State this season. Like,
wow.
On the outside, somebody like, hey, they deserve to be there. Most people like, no, they don't. No, they don't. And even saying all that, if you look at them right now with whoever you expect to be the quarterback, it ain't gonna be Jordan Travis. So that, and I'm talking, everything I'm saying is with Jordan Travis. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Without Jordan Travis, I'm like, I can't get mad. If and when, I'm gonna say when they're not in, I'm not gonna be mad. If they're in, I will understand the logic. If it's sold as such, if it's sold as what you said, if they're not in, I ain't gonna be mad. I'll be like, yeah, because it's not gonna go well against most of these teams, because regardless of how good the defense is, if the offense can't get out of its own way at all, eventually those good offenses are going to score. One way or the other, they're going to score. Then it's going to be a dragging, and you're going to be like, see, they shouldn't have been there in the first place, and it turned into a whole different conversation. That's me. I'm okay with Florida State not being in there. I love Florida State.
I am too. I'm not going to lose it. I'm not going to lose it when this thing comes up here now, and if they're not in it, I'm not going to lose it. I'm going to enjoy the conversations that folks are going to have about it and sit back. I'm happy to be where we are right now, all things considered. We navigated the transfer portal as good as anybody. That's a thing in football now. I don't totally like it the way it's set up, but Norvell supposedly wasn't the coach a couple of weeks ago, and then a couple of years ago, and then now they love him. The recruits are coming. The next recruiting class is looking great. I'm just happy to be back in the thick of things. I won't have a big problem, I should say, if we are not announced here in a little bit as one of those 4 teams.
Hey, two more things before I forget, because I forgot a minute ago. One, Lepa said, "What about Texas? Texas should be in. Texas should be in.
Yep.
Which it creates that fourth spot: Georgia, Alabama, Florida State, and whoever else you want to mention in that section. I don't think you want to mention Oregon. I think Oregon kind of played this up out of that. And Ohio State, even if you want to argue Ohio State.
Yeah.
Even if you want to argue Ohio State. But the second thing, I want to be on record. It should be on record because I've been saying the same thing for I don't know how many years. Madden and the college football system, I'm sure it's other things like this as well, but just football related. They've had the ability to be what we want them to be. Like if we wanted, if we could agree on 12 to 16, they could have done that easily years ago.
Yeah.
But they chose to start it at the most minimal stage, and then they only have to move it up a little bit to appease the people. Then they only have to move it up a few years later, a little bit more to appease the people until they get to whatever number they're going to get to. Let's say 16 eventually, one day.
Yeah.
The same way Madden, 20 years ago, Madden could have gave you 2023 quality 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But they gave you little increments just to make the people happy. So you keep buying in until you get to, whatever stage we're at right now. This could have been done a long time ago. We could have had you could have had whatever we agree that the right number is, we could have had that number of teams playing each other a long time ago. But they were like, nope, we get all the money that we can right here. Then we're going to go up a little bit just to make y'all happy. But we could always do more. It's always going to be more that could be done. They're just not going to do it because there ain't no need. You can't force them to do it. It's a monopoly. Like, what you going to do?
Indeed. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And you mentioned to wrap up, as far as FSU, what would be interesting though is it'd been great if they could have tacked on a couple of more touchdowns last night. Because even if you think about what the defense did last night, I know some folks will say, "Hey man, but it's only Louisville." If you think that team in Louisville was averaging 33 points a game, I think.
They weren't no bums.
Yeah, FSU, held them to 6. You know what I'm saying? Team was averaging 438 yards of offense. FSU held them under 200. You know what I'm saying? So, they were averaging, held them under their yards per play. So the defense, I do feel if they played some of these teams would probably keep them in it for a half a second. But like you say, that offense was almost non-existent outside of maybe 5-6 plays last night.
Yep.
And so you see how much Jordan Travis really meant to this squad. I will go out, though, saying that I still believe if we were having this argument, if Jordan Travis was playing, whether you felt FSU was the best team or not, they would definitely have a fighting chance against any of these teams that would probably get in. I think they would have a fighting chance. I don't think they're better than those teams, but his legs alone, and his ability to extend plays with that defense would keep them in with a lot of these teams that we're talking about that are probably going to get in.
And the wild part is you would still have the same argument. It would still be the same argument with the same people. They'd still be like, nah, they ain't good enough. And
JB, what's up, brother?
Do you see that comment? I know you probably don't see it. It was a while back. I just got to mention it.
What is this?
Caesar said if his wife goes into labor today, they naming the baby. The baby middle name will be Smith. Hey, listen, I'm holding you to that. I don't know if Stephanie knows. I'm holding you to that.
There it is. We wanted to see birth certificate. We want to see everything, bro.
Yeah.
I want to see that. So, if it happens today, man, whenever it happens, blessings to you and the fam for sure, man. And much respect on that front as well.
Yep.
Let's get into this. I want to throw this up real quick, man. Do you remember This right here. Let me see if I can find it first.
I'm scared.
Can you believe this is 13 years ago? 13 years. It don't seem like it's been 13. Like I was thinking maybe about 8 years ago. That was 13 years ago when your man Andre Johnson put the beat down on Courtney Finnegan, right? I remember my youngest son thought that was the craziest thing in the world. We were watching it, just like, yo, dad, look, that. Like, that was 13 years ago, bro. And you ain't heard from Courtney Finnegan since. Former All-Pro.
Andre Johnson said he had enough, bro. Like, I've had enough of your shenanigans. I'm not even mad at him. I can't even be like Team Light Skinned did it because, hey, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, that was crazy. Think about Courtney Finnegan was about 5'10", $190, and Big Andre 6'3", about 230.
But he deserved it. He deserved all. He deserved it. He asked for all that.
Oh, he did. He did. I ain't even gonna front. And it's hard to believe. We know how great Andre Johnson was, but people seem to forget in the midst of all that trash talking, bravado and jumping in people's faces that at one time actually Courtney Finnegan was All-Pro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That he was actually All-Pro. Not all Madden, All-Pro. So that's crazy, man.
Church said he wanted some Titans combo, but this ain't what he had in mind.
My bad, bro. My bad, bro. Hey, Church, man, we missed you at the SBP meetup, man, a couple of weeks ago, man. We definitely missed you down there, man. I was hoping you was able to make it through, my brother. We had a time, man. Hopefully we catch you up on the next one. Let's see what's up. But yeah, Source and I might be doing something, and maybe one or two other people. I hit you up about that. Sometime in the coming weeks, maybe.
Multiple people have asked me when are we doing another one. Multiple people. I'm like,
what?
Y'all ain't even say nothing about the first time. Like where y'all was at? Now y'all like, when y'all doing another one? For y'all to not show up again? No.
Right. SBP meetup was a huge success, man. I saw a lot of people who had never been out. There was a couple of folks that usually come that didn't make it. Now, one or two of y'all got an excuse. I remember, I think it was Anthony Hobb. Somebody was like, when we picked that second week, he was like, darn, I got to work that week. So I get it. You got to get that bread. So I understand. But some of y'all ain't had no excuse, man. Y'all ain't had nothing to do. Kids ain't had no soccer. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't, y'all didn't go to church. Y'all ain't had no excuse, man. Y'all should have been there. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And then some of y'all ain't want to man up and let us know that y'all had that honey-do list that y'all didn't finish, so y'all couldn't go.
Right.
Somebody in the house said y'all couldn't go nowhere, and I understand. So
be like that.
Be like that sometime. Hey, let's get into these games, but we got a few games we're gonna pick today. And well, before we get to the game, now it's something else we're gonna talk about. And I hit you up the other day. We did a quick message and let you know that we was gonna speak on this. And let's talk about some MVPs, man. And as of right now, because there's a lot of MVP talk flying around the NFL about who should be this, who's that, this person, no, he shouldn't be because of this. Some things that have nothing to do with the MVP race is being put into conversations why somebody should or shouldn't be, in the mix. So when I asked you about it, who your thoughts right now, who should be the MVP of the league? You kind of had a wide range of folks, because I don't know how much you had really thought about it, but this is you right here. Now, granted, you also had Myles Garrett up there, but we know Myles Garrett may win Defensive Player of the Year, but they ain't giving that pass rusher no Player of the Year. It ain't happening this year. And these are the names you brought up. What would be your kind of go through and tell me your thoughts on the guys that you threw out there?
All right, so let me see if I can find some numbers real quick to go with this. But CJ Stroud, obviously, we've seen what it is. He's doing phenomenal things as a rookie. breaking rookie records. Obviously in his first year because he's a rookie, and he has the Texans in a place that we definitely did not see them being this season.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, the receiver play matters as well. Shout out to Tank Dell and Nico Collins and Noah Brown and Robert Woods now. And your man's at the tight end spot. What's his name, Prime?
Dalton Schultz.
That's his name. Prime's guy. That's Prime's guy. He's still mad. He's still mad at a lot of y'all based on your commentary. But that's neither here nor there. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes for the obvious reasons. All right, if I said name, you can probably name players on the offense for Kansas City. But outside of Travis Kelce, if you could have anybody, any of Kansas City's players on your squad offensively, any offensive players, you're gonna be like, I'm good. Outside of Travis Kelce, you're gonna be like, I'm good, bro. Y'all got it. Because there's nobody that you really are like, I need that guy on my squad. And we saw this last year. Again, I'll mention it. I said last year they were going to suffer from not having Tyreek Hill and taking the top off the defense and doing all the things he does. Mahomes managed to work around all that and lead his team to a Super Bowl win. This year is a little different, but it's still Mahomes and the guys. And Kelce hasn't, in a couple of games, hasn't been as effective as we're used to him being. But Mahomes has still been able to maintain, and Kansas City still Kansas City. Every time we see him, we still expect the same thing.
Indeed.
I'll skip Reek. Jalen Hurts. I say Jalen Hurts just because the Eagles have the best record. At this moment in time, the Eagles have the best record. Not that I think Jalen Hurts is having the most outstanding season of all time or anything like that, because I don't. He's been great, especially he's been good, especially in late games. He's been great and leading to game-winning drives and all that good stuff. We've seen it all. Cool as the other side of the pillow. Rest in peace, Stuart Scott. We see what it is, and the team revolves around Jalen Hurts, especially offensively. I'm still of the idea that this team has not played a great game this season. But that's neither here nor there. He's in the mix because it's the best team record-wise, and he's the leader of that team. I said Dak. I'm not even sure. Prime said it earlier. You can't blame people for who they play. And that's not to say that Dak hasn't played well against good teams. I mean, he lit the Eagles up. Even though it didn't lead to a win, he still lit the Eagles up a couple weeks ago. And we'll probably do the same thing next week. But we'll worry about that next week. Dak has led this squad. He's allowed CeeDee Lamb to show off. And this is without your man, Dalton Schultz. Again, we'll mention him one more time because you felt that he was an important or integral part of the offense and should still be there in Dallas, but he's not. And the running game for the Cowboys has not been anything to write home about. People looking like, I thought Tony Pollard was going to be, and he has not been. And yet Dallas still runs it up. Dallas still runs it up on the scoreboard. You can say it's against bad teams most of the time. In the words, maybe, you know what? Depending on how the season ends, we might have to throw this out, Prime. We might have to throw this out. If the season ends well for the Cowboys going into playoff season, I wonder if we can get Dak to do like a TikTok video with Roy Jones. Y'all must have forgot. I ain't played against nobodies. I just make them look like nobody. Y'all must have forgot. Something like that. I don't know. But Dak's got to be in the conversation just because. Now, I am a person that says if you got two people in the conversation, you got none in the conversation. I don't think Bland is really in the conversation. I don't think he's really in the conversation.
Yeah.
But defensively, you gotta mention him there. Last but not least, I understand why receivers don't get MVP. That ain't normal. Wide receivers don't do what Tyreek Hill is doing either, because that ain't normal. That man is a game changer, franchise changer at this point. Shout out to Tua. Tua is getting busy. I get it. Waddle's dope. Yep. Mostert, A-Chain when he's healthy, all that good stuff. Without Tyreek there, though, all them things kind of change. They would still be a solid offense, but without Reed, it ain't the same. And any play, literally any play they run, if the ball goes to Hill, it could be a touchdown. It ain't but so many people you say that about across the league. That man is a game changer in the best sense of the word, and I think he's got to be in there. I can't lean towards Tua. Because it's all based on Reed.
Key's nervous now because he realized that Reed liable to go for 200 a day.
I actually said that this morning. I said he's getting 200 a day. Only thing that could be in the way is A-Chain is supposed to be healthy. So he might steal some of them yards, but other than that, he's getting 200 a day.
Indeed. So great analysis. Of course, I think we would all agree. Now, we've got weeks left, but as of right now, CJ Stroud is definitely the leader of rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I think we got to see more as far as the MVP joint, but have him mentioned right now. I don't think it's crazy to have him mentioned. You know, that's my guy. Crazy about him. But yeah, that's great breakdown. Mine is, I went a little different. I kept it at 3. I got 3 people here, and these are my 3 right now. First off, of course, starting with one Lamar Jackson.
Racism.
I can't say it enough.
Racism. Oh, sorry. My bad.
I got to go with Lamar, though. If you look at where Baltimore is right now, sitting on top of the division and doing it in a big way. And granted, they've had a crazy loss or two, but if you look at what he has done, what has impressed me the most about one Lamar Jackson this season is the fact that it hasn't all been about his legs this year. It hasn't just been about his legs. He's got running backs that's doing that for him. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Gus and the rest of them. But all of that running that they're able to do and that scoring they've been able to do on the ground is because of the passing game. They bring in OBJ, who hasn't really done a whole lot, been in and out the injury report. But when they've had Bateman on the field, you know what I'm saying? When Flowers on the field, continue to get it done without Andrews. He's been distributing the ball extremely well. And to me, that is the main reason that they are sitting in first place in that division. He's having a similar season effect-wise and I'll hate to use his name because I know people, thoughts on him on whether or not he should even gotten in that year, but it kind of reminds me of when his play reminds me of Cam Newton back when Cam won it. You know what I'm saying? Cam came out of his bag a little bit, from what he was known for. So I got to put Lamar in that conversation. Next up, all respect to Jalen Hurts. Man, one thing about Jalen Hurts, he got to be the coolest cat in the room. Pressure's on. We talk about the guy we're going to talk about here in a second. And I always said my biggest thing with him was usually when he gets nervous, his eyes get big. Jalen Hurts looked the same. Before the game, middle of the game, after the game, down by 5, you know what I'm saying, with 40 seconds on the clock and they're on the other side of the field, he looks the same. And he looks clutch. He doesn't rush passes. And he's on the money when he needs to be. So we can talk about your Philadelphia Eagles not being really the team they looked like last year in most aspects. This dude right here, the real deal. He has been balling out. So I think, and to have the best record in the NFL to this point and being a large reason. Why? Because the defense ain't really been all that great. It hasn't been as great as it was last year, especially in the secondary. This guy's carrying the team. And he's also been able to put some fires out because it's obvious that your boy AJ Brown is he get upset a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He get upset a little bit. He don't get the ball. He don't see this. And this is the guy that keeps it all together. And then the last guy on this list, say what you want. Say what you want. If we're talking to this point, if you're looking at where the Cowboys started this season, two things. You had a horrible loss early in the season to Arizona. He threw a couple of picks here and there, and then all the memes were flying everywhere about he going to cut down on his interceptions. Yeah, I thought he was going to cut down on his interceptions. Well, lately he ain't throwing a whole lot of them, has he? You know. And the team, you say what you want about who they play. They play, look, when the NFC East people say that, I'm like, okay, y'all play the same daggone people outside of maybe two teams every year for the most part, maybe three. Same people, okay? The man don't control who's on the schedule. You would expect him to ball out against those he should be balling out against. Everybody don't do that. We have games we pick every week, and we just know that the game is going to be a blowout. Or the former players on ESPN and all them pick, and it don't turn out that way because you don't know what's going to happen. Games that should be blowouts, so don't turn out that way. That man is playing his own, who's on the schedule. I don't want to hear nothing about he ain't MVP in the MVP conversation because of what his playoff track record is. I think we all understand what his playoff track record is. Shoot, he knows it. He said it last week. He said, I ain't done nothing. He said, I need to get it done when it matters. So he understands that. Now, will he? We're going to find out. But as far as regular season MVP, you can't tell me if he hasn't been the best quarterback in the league over the past 5 weeks, you're going to have to really have a discussion with me that he's in a lower than number 2. Balling. The offense is totally different. Running game is coming along a little bit, but the passing game is really come along. Compare Dak Prescott at the beginning of the year to how he's played the last 4 or 5 games, right? Totally different. And the one thing that's shocking me, Source, the man that went somewhere and found some accuracy. I don't know how that happened because Dak Prescott has not been the most accurate quarterback in the world. He dropping dimes over people's heads, hitting Jake Ferguson. I mean, I'm like, hold on, where this come from? Like, how did this happen? So he's definitely got to be in the conversation. And I'll end by saying this. We're not even talking coaches because I still do not like Mike McCarthy. His game management is his time clock management is horrible, bro. Terrible. Even in the game like that, horrible. But I got to give credit where credit is due. This is not the same off. They're not running the same offense that he envisioned running at the beginning of the season. All of this has changed, and he's gotten on the same page with Mr. Dakota Rain Prescott. And so far, it's been for the good. So, but those are my 3 guys right there.
Hey, Prime, did you happen to see the clip of James Harden and Draymond talking yesterday? Or not yesterday, the other day?
Yesterday? Nah.
They were going back up the court, and Harden said, hey, man, you've been shooting the ball well. What you doing different? And Draymond said, I just started shooting and stopped thinking about it.
Yeah.
That might apply. It might apply.
Look at this question. Are you back on the Dak bandwagon?
Hold on, Prime. You want me to answer that one? You might. First of all, Prime has never, ever been on the Dak bandwagon since the beginning. Just so we're clear, since the day Romo got hurt, literally the day. Keys knows because we were doing a podcast and Keys was on with us as it happened. Since that day, Prime has never been on the Dak bandwagon. He likes him. He don't love him, but that's his quarterback. That's what it is. That's it.
That's it. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm not the guy that y'all see. And some of you in here, fellow Cowboy brethren, every week we feel like we got to post what he did in the game last week and compare his numbers to Mahomes' numbers, or Jalen Hurts is this, or Josh Allen this. Every week. That ain't me because I'm smarter than that, right? Folks can have great games. They can have great string of games. They can have great seasons, right? I don't feel I got to do that every week. I don't care who the quarterback is, But if the Dallas Cowboys go on a nice run, if the Dallas Cowboys make it to the Super Bowl, so y'all understand what I'm saying, and Dak Prescott gets in the Super Bowl, throws 4 touchdowns and rushes for 1, and the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. Am I going to be on the Dak bandwagon? No, because that's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. I like him. I made the comment last year, if you remember, in one of the videos about Dak Prescott. I said, we do love this guy, but we wish we loved his game too. But right now, I'm loving his game, right? So it is what it is, But so we're going to see what happens. Big game next week. We ain't got to worry about that big game next week. We'll see how it plays, and we'll go from there. So, all right. Let's see here. All right, let's get into these games, bro. I know everybody got lineups to pick in the whole 9 yards to get this thing right.
Oh, yeah.
So I think first up on the docket, we are going to talk about the Colts and the Titans getting again, together again for their annual, their annual get down, doing what they do. And this is a game that whether any of the teams are either A, good, or both teams are bad, or whatever, it's still normally a pretty entertaining football game source. I'm not going to say I'm excited to see it, but usually some of the craziest plays we see during the course of a season, whether it's a big run or a crazy pass or a pick six, usually happens when these two teams get together. Now, the one thing for the Colts that's kind of disparaging to me, especially some of my fantasy lineups, is there's no Jonathan Taylor today. He's got that thumb injury. Looks like Jonathan Taylor can be gone anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks. Does me no good pretty much the rest of this season. But I got a little confidence in what Zach Moss has showed when he was in it before Jonathan Taylor came back. But how you see this game, though?
Hope I don't see this game. Just kidding. Church. I'm just joking. Church. What up, Church? Daryl, what's happening, y'all? I don't want no smoke with y'all. Yeah. As I like to mention, I was the person that said the Colts were going to be the worst team in the league this year. Worst team in the league. That kind of changed. And they weren't the worst team in the league with Anthony Richardson, but I feel like they've been better with Gardner Minshew. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like you said, Taylor's out, so that stinks. But yeah, as you also mentioned, Zach Moss was getting busy before Taylor got there. Even when Taylor started playing, Zach Moss was still getting busy at first. But his touches have gotten less and less. He's back at it today. He's definitely in my FanDuel lineup, running him out there against that Tennessee defense. I don't even know. I don't even. Oh, it's already locked in. It's already locked in. I don't even know what to do with Tennessee. I don't know who's showing up week to week. Are they trying to win? I don't know what they're trying to do. I have no idea. But they're 4-7. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
It's not pretty. Although the Colts are not good enough that I'm like I have a strong feeling about this game as far as for Indianapolis. I am gonna go with Indianapolis, but it could go either way. So I'm gonna call it 26-23 Indianapolis, and yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I like Gardner Minshew passing in this game. Pittman and Downs could definitely have a big game. It seems every time they play, though, one of the tight ends on the roster finds the end zone for the Colts. You know what I'm saying? Or Cox, some of the other cats. I think there's been 2 straight games where they had tight ends score at least twice in a game during their matchups. I think maybe 3 out of the last 4 games. I think that's happened. I just like them today. I think Minshew, like I said, I think he finds success. I do think that Moss is going to be able to make Tennessee, who's been okay at stopping the run, actually respect them enough that they're going to have to bring somebody down and open it up. So I'm going to roll with the Colts today, 22-17.
22-17. All right.
Yep. Next up on the menu, we have the Broncos and the Texans. And when did we ever think that we'd be talking about this game and be somewhat excited about it? Because the Broncos, all of a sudden, I don't know what they put in the water over there, up there in Denver, Colorado. I don't know if they're drinking Coors. I don't know what's going on here lately, but they've been getting busy lately. I think Sean Payton is going back to the drawing board. I think he came in with expectations of, I'm Sean Payton. This is what I do, and putting a lot of pressure on Russ and the rest of this squad to all of a sudden realizing it. Wait a minute, this ain't really the same team that I had. I need to tweak some things and rework some things. Maybe talk to Russ a little bit different, a little hard on him when the season started. Whatever it is, it's translated into success these last few weeks here. And of course, you know the Texans story. They've been up and down, but they're still, almost 10 times better than they've been in previous years. And to me, still the most exciting team to watch Sunday after Sunday. What you think about this?
At first, I was going to joke that you said they got a new something going on. I figured they got a new strain of that Colorado. Yeah, they got a new strain of that Colorado. Whoa, out that joint. But as you were talking, I realized,
yes,
Buffalo's up, Broncos down. Buffalo's down, Broncos up. That's it. That's it right there. Only one team can win per weekend. That's it. Only one team can win per weekend. So Denver should be on a run because I don't think Colorado has any more games left. So they might be going on a run, and that might be what it is. Now, for real, though, the defense has shown up. I mean, we talked about this over the past 4 or 5 weeks as they've been on the run recently. The defense has shown up. But you mentioned that Russ has not played bad, really, for most of the season. I say Russ hasn't really played good most of the season. But, yeah, he hasn't been the downfall or the embarrassment that he was last season. He was kind of embarrassing last season. I ain't going to lie to you. It was hard to watch. But, yeah, they've turned things around. I don't know if they had a rushing touchdown last week, but I think did they have one rushing touchdown? Was that a real stat before last week? Or one touchdown by a running back? Something.
Whatever. I haven't checked it, but I know I haven't seen them backs in the end zone a lot. I'm gonna say that
it was something crazy. It was something crazy like that. I was like, how is that even possible? But anyway, Houston. Yeah, we talked about Houston earlier and the whole MVP thing. That offense is showing up. Defense is still struggleish, and they took that L last week to Jacksonville. But I think they can bounce back from that. Problem is they're playing Denver. I think this is going to be a good game. And again, oddly enough, it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
The old man in me says go with the veteran. The whatever says go with the team that's the most exciting. Since they're at the crib, I'm just going to go with the team that's more exciting. I'm going to go with the Texans and let's see because they have enough receivers that they can take advantage of a third DB out there, a third corner for Denver. So maybe that's possible. And Noah Brown's playing today, I believe. He was at least questionable last time I looked.
Yeah, I think Noah's going to play, but unfortunately, Dalton Schultz is out.
Yeah, Schultz is out, right. So we shall see, but that gives them 4. When you throw in Robert Woods, that gives them 4. So we shall see. I'm going to go with Houston, though, 28-25.
Interesting. The one thing that scares me about this game from the Texans standpoint is, as we bring up week after week, the Broncos defense playing exceptionally well. And you remember C.J. Stroud started the season not really turning the ball over. Then since then, he's had a couple of games we've had multiple interceptions. And you look how nasty this Denver Broncos defense has been. They have forced 16 turnovers, I believe, in the last 6 games, I believe, or during the 5-game win streak. They are turning people over. But I still got faith in C.J. Stroud because he say something like to the extent of like Steph Curry, someone gonna keep on shooting, I'm gonna keep on putting them up. So I feel like he ain't gonna let a couple of interceptions here there deter him. He gonna keep firing that thing, and I think that's gonna be just enough for them to get the victory. So I'm gonna take them at home, not having to deal with that mile high air because he at the crib. 26-23. Striding them back in the winning column.
Boom.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Next up, how you feel about the Lions and the Saints? Saints are hosting the Detroit Lions, who are 4-1 this season on the road. So they ain't scared to go to New Orleans, man. Could be interesting though. What you think?
Man, I'd feel good about the Lions if they hadn't tricked up the turkey. They tricked up the turkey. How you gonna trick up the turkey? You always got the game at the crib every Thanksgiving, every turkey day. And y'all let Green Bay get out on y'all like that. I don't know. Maybe that's a little credit, or maybe I'm not giving credit to Jordan Love. I don't know, but that was very disappointing by Detroit as a squad. As a record label, yeah, all that. I was disappointed. I don't trust New Orleans. That whole division stinks. 5-6 is leading the division, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to talk about them because they're 5-6. I don't even want to talk about them. But yeah, I'm leaning towards Detroit because they can't play like they did last week. And again, like we talked about, they had been mentioned as who's the best team in the NFC just a couple of weeks ago. They were in the mix of that conversation for some people, and I can't see them falling again after the L they took last week in front of the whole world.
It's a tough one. I don't think anybody saw that loss coming on Thanksgiving for sure. They had Green Bay playing like Green Bay was a serious contender, Green Bay was out there balling on. Yep. And I looked at that Detroit defense during the game, and they looked really confused on that back end, especially. I was watching them just before plays, and you see the safeties and back are still pointing and moving all around. Like they were just, they were really concerned last week about how they wanted to defend, Green Bay. And that could be a problem in this game, except it's not. And the reason I say that is we don't know who's playing for the Saints today. You already know Michael Thomas is on IR. I saw that Olave was questionable, and I know as of about a couple of days ago, they said that wasn't looking good if he's going to play or not. So I haven't seen the final word, but then even he was to play, not going to be 100%. And then the kid, what's the other kid they got? Rashid, he was questionable.
Shaheed,
He's out. He's out. So he's out. So who was he throwing the ball to? All I know is my man's 41 about to have 25 receptions a day. Kamara about to get busy. He about to get that ball a lot. You feel me? And Saints still a good defensive team, but when you got that much coming at you and you're not going to be able to produce offensively as much as you need to, a team that's got St. Brown on the other side, a team that's got running backs that's pounding the ball over there like Montgomery, a team that got a guy like Gibbs who's been finding his stride and lighting things up. It's going to be too much. Dan Campbell ain't about to try to lose another one. You feel me? So I got to go ahead and roll with the Lions in this one. The bounce back, the comeback, whatever you want to say it, but I'm going to go 28-20.
I got 31-19.
Fair enough. And we got 31-17 in the comments. That was JB. Okay. Cliff, what's up, bro? Cliff said that Olave is going to play. So, but still no Thomas. Yeah, no Thomas. No she. Like, so how healthy is my man?
Taysom Hill.
He will mess around and
50 yards.
We talking all this smack, though, so. What you say?
I said Taysom Hill going to have 50 yards rushing and 50 yards receiving.
Hey, he might. We talking all this smack about Olave, and watch bro come out with about 11 receptions for $165. Just because he's posted.
You're going to have 20 targets anyway.
Keys said Saints might upset. It's funny you said that, Keys. Is one of the homies that I know that work for the same company that I do. We were talking about picks this week, and I'm gonna be honest with you. He's been hitting lately, in parlays and everything. But he sold this big pool that he's in, and on his sheet, most of we agree on us about everything. But he has the Saints upsetting the Lions today. He also has Washington beating the Dolphins.
All right, I was with you. I was with you for a second, Prime. I was with you like a possibility. But
Hey, I'm laughing at brother, but this man been winning cash money everywhere lately, so I don't know. Who am I?
Peter Pup? No, you're not Peter Pup.
So very interesting. All right, you know what time it is. We got 3 games left, but we're gonna go ahead and roll to the big boy. I know a lot of people waiting for this one, so we're gonna go and roll to the big boy. What you say?
I don't know why. Why they waiting for this one?
Everybody waiting for this one. This is the game of the week right here. This game between the San Francisco 49ers and your Philadelphia Eagles is going down. And I was watching TV earlier this morning before you and I got on, and it's like we thought, they have already slapped a Niners jersey on the Rocky statue. So this thing is seriously personal today. So are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to watching this game. I feel like I can't lose, but I also feel like I can't win. I can't win because no matter what happens, we're the NFC Super Bowl contender from last season.
Right.
We beat this team to go to the Super Bowl. So if we win, then what? We still won't have the best record. But if we lose, we still will have the best record too. So it's whatever. However, I feel like this is kind of like us beating Kansas City. Like I can see how Kansas City fans be like, yeah, that's great. I mean, we still beat y'all when it counted, but that's great. You won the game. Cool. I don't have any ill will towards San Francisco. Cuzzo, I don't know what his problem is. Like, he's still
No, you need to have some ill will, man, because people got ill will against y'all, man.
Hey, listen.
I'm gonna see the instigate, bro.
You ever see when Tupac was rest in peace, when Tupac was at the joint and supposedly, like in Nas' face, like, what's up? And Nas was like, hey man, bro, I love your music, man. I love you. You my brother, blah, blah, blah. That's how I feel. We all together. We all in the same game. Like, what y'all so angry for? Also, regardless of what happens today, it's not going to change the fact of what happened last year. Like, you can't get that back. You can't. This ain't Back to the Future. There is no DeLorean available. You can't change what already happened. I'm sorry. Y'all excited. I understand the excitement. We're going to get some get back. Will you? Will you? Because whatever happens today, at your very best, you can only be second best. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it all out there so we're all on the same page. Now,
so you saying that is second best? Is that what you saying?
I said the Cowboys and the Niners have decided to blood and crip it and call for a truce.
That's so we understand. That's only for about 3.5 hours. Then the ban is lifted. Then we,
What about next week? Y'all still in the same game next week?
No, so that ain't how it works.
Oh.
See, this is how it works. There's a truce between the Niners and Cowboys today for about 3.5 hours, maybe 4 if need be. It's a truce. Then when they, about 10 minutes after the game is over, forget them people, man. We ain't got no love. Forget them people. We don't care about none of that. Now, then, hold on. But then, next week, when the 12, that's clock strike 12, and then it's Sunday and all that, then the truce back on. Then it's back on for a few hours. And then by that night it's off again. That's how it works. We don't have them week-long joints. You feel me?
Oh, y'all gang banging starting Sunday night. Y'all back to banging.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Wow. I ain't know it worked like that. Y'all are ruthless. I'm glad we on the East.
That's how it be in these streets, man.
Y'all wow. Y'all wow. Well, I hope that Debo sent somebody send this to Debo. That's how Mace do. Mace be like, Chad Ochocinco. He like, somebody send this to whoever. I know you're gonna see this. Mace, I know you're gonna see this. I mean, Debo Samuel. I don't know what you trying to do, Cook, but we don't think Bradbury is that great either.
Dang.
Okay, relax. Chill out. Chill out.
Like talking about family. Family members love talking about each other.
Now, when Bradbury happens to break on the jump, pick it off, make a big play, that's different. That's different. Oh, that's different. But yeah, you ain't saying, I mean, you act like we out here saying Bradbury the greatest DB on earth or something. Ain't nobody said that. Who said that? We said that? I ain't said that. I don't know who said it, but it wasn't me. Anyway, you know what? For entertainment purposes only, Prime. Should I do it, Prime? Should I do it?
Go on, do it. It's your show, man. Go do it.
For entertainment purposes only, I'm gonna go with the I can't even say it. I can't even get it out. Look, I'm gonna go with the San Francisco 49ers on the road to get the W. This also works towards the setup of the Eagles traveling to Dallas next week, and the records being closer because they're not close.
So you saying Philly gonna lose 2 games in a row? What you saying?
I'm saying the records aren't close right now. The records aren't close. The records aren't close right now. Okay. For them to be closer, the Eagles have to lose. Also, the Eagles, like I don't want to be 16-1 personally. I have no interest in being 16-1 because if you're 16-1, that sometimes that means that all the mistakes you made, they kind of get slid to the side. They get overshadowed by the wind, and there's some things that need to be squared away. So I think a home loss might bring some levity to this thing. Might bring a little bit of levity to this thing. So I am going to go with the San Francisco 49ers being on 10, hitting on all cylinders. Tell me when to go. E40 playing in the background. Too short. I'm a player. Like what's my favorite word? All that. San Francisco 34. The Philadelphia Eagles 30. 34-30.
You think it's going down like that?
34-30.
It's going to be interesting to see how y'all start and how they start, actually. The Niners are averaging almost 16 points a game in the first half, which is among the tops in the league. But your Eagles in the second half are averaging almost 15, which is the best in the league in the second half. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams start and finish in this game. But I, too, am taking the San Francisco 49ers because in this game, 1, they hot. 2, they got their quarterback back. That was a discussion last year. We'd have had our guy. We'd have had our quarterback. And people said they'd have beat y'all. So you got Brock Purdy back under center. See how he does against that rush y'all got. But y'all secondary this year, there's been some leaks. And everybody talking about Bradbury, bro. I'm sitting here thinking about last week how Gabe Davis was really should have gave that jump to your boy Big Play Slate because he was behind Slate. But just Josh and Gabe couldn't connect on that thing that would have won the game in overtime. And, man, let me tell you something. We talking all this Christian McCaffrey who was going to be great. We talking about Debo playing being the X factor and how they are different. Ain't nobody talking about Brandon Ayuk, though. And Brandon Ayuk is being a player I never thought his brother could be. Sneakily, this man having like a top 10 season. I'm telling you, the way he's able to get open, he's deadly on first down. And just when you fall asleep on him, he's gonna be a problem. So watch out for Brandon Ayuk today. Give me the Niners 30-27. And yeah, y'all take that L at the crib today.
L at the crib today. I'm okay with that prime. I like what you did there. 30-27.
Yeah.
Can we be friends now? Colo? Can we be cool?
We always good on this end, but I'm just putting it out there. It ain't personal feelings in this. I'm just doing what I see. I'm just analytical.
Yeah, me too.
Because I'll compare about neither one of y'all for real. It's wise. But anyway, it is what it is. I still got a deep hurt from like 87. I just can't. Anyway, it's just, you got to understand. It's just, But that's what it is. The game of the week, the Niners and the Eagles are going to go down, and I'm so glad I get to watch that. Ain't got to worry about nothing else today. So we're going to see. We got two games left on today's docket. First up will be the Chiefs and the Packers. Jordan Love got his first NFL start versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And another nugget, all this history and these stats and these facts that we talk about with number 15 in Kansas City, do you understand this is his first ever trip to Lambeau Field? So,
ooh.
Yeah. So, I don't know. He trying to come in and do those people dirty or what it is, but it's going down. And I think the Packers are riding with a new confidence because they got that W against Detroit when nobody saw it coming. And they probably feel that, the Chiefs offense isn't as explosive as it's been in the past. And I think we've already talked about that. But it's going to be a good game. There's a lot of things are going. We'll probably hear some more historical facts during this one. Being they're both of the oldest franchises in the game out there. But it ought to be a good one. So we'll see what goes down in this one. The 15 is on the other side of Jordan Love. What you think?
Hey, listen, I don't even know what analysis I had prior to that stat or that fact that you stated a moment ago. Mm-hmm. This is Patrick Mahomes' first trip to Lambeau.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Man, he about to be playing against the ghost of Bart Starr, Don Majkowski.
Not Don Majkowski.
Don Majkowski, yeah, I guess Don Majkowski. Some other randos, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers. It's going down. You know what? I had thoughts of Green Bay in an upset today. Because at the crib, Sunday night, coming off a great game, 10 days rest. Love was what? Love was 22 or 32, 268 yards, 3 touchdowns last game. Mm-hmm. Feeling good. Even the game before that, he hadn't had a pick. He hadn't thrown a pick since Pittsburgh, and that was November 12th. Yeah. But, based on what you just said, Prime, based on that fact alone, forget the analysis, man. I'm going 34-14. Kansas City. Kansas City, everybody showing up. Jordan Love will throw 3 picks. Yeah. This is for all the marbles right here. I know y'all not understanding. It's for all the marbles. Patrick Mahomes at Lambeau. Yeah, it's going down. 34-14.
This man said 3 picks. Word to L'Jarius Sneed, bro. Woo. I think for the Packers that have a chance in this one, I would think they would have to run the football. Because if you're gonna get Kansas City, not that they're a weak run defense, but they're not as good against the run as they have been against the pass so far this season. And I don't think it's looking good for Aaron Jones from what I saw. I haven't seen the finals, but I think he might not be balling. So yeah. I expect 15 to come in and do what he does. Just the question is, who will the hero be this week? I mean, is it going to be a Kelsey game? Is it going to be, a game where Pacheco comes in and punches it in twice? Watson get 2 touchdowns. You just never know. MVS decide you want to catch the ball this week. But yeah, I think they got a chance to go in and put on a show. Put on a show.
MVS back at the old crib.
against the against the Green Bay Packers. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs 31-17.
Man, that's the same score they had last week.
31-17.
Yeah, MVS might show. He might. Oh, I caught the ball a couple times here. Let me go and catch a couple more.
Yeah, we said somebody calling out Sky Moore. Is this Sky Moore's big? His final he has a big day. He getting the end zone twice a day. Somebody, you know how it happens with the Chiefs. It's always that person that you don't hear about, or it's not that guy. Then he has a when he gets in the end zone twice. That's just how it go down over
Wish he'd do something.
there. Very interesting. So in the very last game we got will be the Bengals and the Jags. I got no problem to tell you. I think the Jags. I'm gonna tell you off top. I got the Jags winning it 30-17. I just don't know what Cincinnati is going to be able to do with a very active defense that Jacksonville has, and still the fact that Browning has not been able to get the ball to the right parties. I did see that T. Higgins may be back, so T might play, gives him an extra weapon, but I just have not seen him settle in and look totally comfortable in that offense as of yet. So I just can't ride with him. You see Trevor Lawrence over there. He's actually gotten Ridley back involved the past couple of weeks after Ridley had been on the milk carton. And then of course Travis Etienne, I think, has great success against his team, especially on the edges. The Bengals tend to overplay a lot because they love the blitz, especially when man Mike Hilton coming off that corner. And I think that Jacksonville will use that against them on a ton of plays, whether it's misdirection, screens, whatever. And I think exactly where they win the game. So yeah, 30-17, I'm gonna take Jacksonville.
Mr. Return of Christian Kirk. It's at 17. I got 24-9. I don't see the Cincinnati Bengals offense being able to do anything other than Joe Mixon left, Joe Mixon right. Joe Mixon on the screen, Joe Mixon on the, I don't know.
He gonna get the screen. They've been dumping the ball off to him a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of mixing. He's gonna be in the mix. But it ain't gonna be enough. It ain't gonna be enough. 24-9. I ain't got a lot to say about this game. Because you know why? Because my focus is on today, Prime. My focus is on today.
You focus on 425 or whatever.
Yeah,
that's a real focus.
As much as one can be focused on a team of Niners, the 49ers, like what 49ers, the Gold Rush, like I don't. Yeah, 24-9, Jacksonville.
One quick story. Today it was the return of Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is going to be the starting quarterback for Cleveland today. How old Joe now? 38, 37? I mean, how old Joe?
Shoot, I'm okay with his age.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this man just literally walked off the street. I understand he's played recently, or been on a roster recently. But goodness gracious, like how bad is it? It's bad in Cleveland. It's very bad. It's very bad.
That offense, say what you want to about Deshaun Watson. But that offense ain't quite been the same. I am anxious to see if this gives a boost or a lift to maybe Amari Cooper now, having a veteran quarterback. That him and Mitchell can go out there and maybe get busy to spark that offense a little bit more, which will once again open up for those guys in that running game. So, what if Flacco come out and has like a crazy game?
I ain't gonna lie, Prime. He was so cheap. He was $6,000. I was like, you know what? I had some money left over, so I ended up. I'm gonna tell you, Prime. I'm gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell nobody else. I went from Joe Flacco. You know who I went to? I bet. I'll give you one guess of the player I went to. So I only had another like $800, but I was like, and I almost stayed on Joe Flacco, but I figured, you know what? This one time only, I am going to run with
Kyler Murray. Hold on.
Baker.
Not your boy. Not your boy. Mr. You the one of the biggest Baker haters out there.
Yeah, man. But I was like, look, they playing Carolina, and Carolina stinks on all fronts. It don't even matter what we talking about. Carolina stinks all over the place. They just stink. They stink. They ain't got no coach. What they gonna do?
They got a
All
nice
big.
stadium.
They do have a nice stadium. I've been there. I've been
Yeah,
there.
they got a nice stadium.
They got a nice stadium. Yeah, I figured Baker Mayfield to Mike Evans is going to be a thing. It was a
I've been
thing.
working though.
It was a thing last week. I figured it'd be a thing again this week.
Oh snap! I didn't mean to cut you off. So they're revealing the teams now. So I'm gonna
Right
give
now?
you the top three.
Dang, it's
Michigan
12-24.
one,
Mm-hmm.
and Michigan is one. Washington is two. Texas is three. Are we gonna sit there and there's not gonna be a SEC team, an SEC team at all?
Wouldn't that be something?
Now they ain't gonna do that though. We gonna be out. Florida State gonna be out. So they gonna mess around and they gonna probably between you, they ain't gonna happen. But that would be crazy if they turn around and there is no SEC team at all.
That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Oh my! Now I got to root for it. I'm not even worried about Florida State for real. But now I got to come on, Florida State.
Respect.
Come on, Florida State.
Oh, here we go. So they showing their resumes now.
I'm trying to get the ESPN before they do it. I ain't gonna make it, I don't think.
Well, they got the resumes of Bama, Georgia, and FSU up there. Bama's key wins, Georgia and Mississippi, Georgia, Zoo, Mississippi, Florida State, LSU, and then Louisville. Top win and loss against the top 25. Bama 4-1, Georgia 3-1, FSU 3-0.
It's gonna be Alabama, bro.
It is. It's gonna be Bama. Bama gonna get in.
Yeah. The fact that Ohio State is not even mentioned is wild to me.
So they're gonna go to the bottom first. Georgia, it's 6. So we're gonna just barely miss getting in.
Wow.
So this is crazy. So they down to yep. I'm fine with it either way.
So I'm just seeing that it's Georgia, so I'm way behind you. So I'm waiting on your words to confirm.
Bama number 4.
Okay.
So we number 5. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is. First time ever that happened.
Yeah. Well, there's no.
Yeah.
There's multiple reasons they can argue, or they can state that this is why it happens. It is.
It is what it is.
It's what it is for real.
It is what it is. Yeah, you could. But hey, just put me in a good bowl game with a decent opponent. I can live with it.
Georgia kicking.
I'm still just tripping at the fact that they put them over Georgia.
Georgia's kicking themselves, boy. They are kicking themselves.
Look, we're a year away talking about, darn, man, if it was next year, man, we'd have been in.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you get.
Next year, we'd have been in. So it is what it is. But I know it was 12-27. Everybody got lineups to pick in the whole 9 yards. What you got going today? You got to thank for the people today.
I ain't got nothing. Y'all missed a good interview. I'm guessing y'all missed a good interview on Friday, though. Friday, I sat down with Dawood West. He was the senior art director at Island Def Jam. He created the cover for Dynasty Rock La Familia, Blackout 2, a whole bunch of joints, a whole bunch of hip hop joints. He also did the Black Lives Matter mural in Brooklyn. He did that joint. Like, he's got a dope resume, and he follows me on TikTok, which is It's crazy though. I'd be like, huh? Why y'all? Why y'all following me? Y'all know more I know for real. But anyway, yeah. So we chopped it up and had a good conversation. Probably do it again because he got a lot of stories. So it was a good time though. It was a good time.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I don't have nothing, man. I'll be in here today, of course, watching these games and with the iPads up. You know, it's a heavy day for college, women's college basketball. So I believe ABC has two games. First game is South Carolina and Duke. So we see
Yeah.
Don Staley against Carol Lawson. Second game is going to be UConn and Texas. So it's two ranked teams there. And then later on I don't think they're ABC. It's probably going to be ESPN this evening, Ohio State and Tennessee. So, you know, two more ranked teams. So I'll have the NFL and the women's basketball flowing throughout the household today.
Word. Yeah, I see. Look, the comments have started out on Facebook. I see CFP is BS. That's first
Folks
thing.
gonna be hot, bro. Folks gonna be hot.
Yeah.
Folks gonna be hot. Bro. But that still leads me to believe too is if they finish there, no matter like we were talking about what our feelings were, that does tell me something though. If they finish there, no, they were going to get in with Jordan Travis. Yeah, they finished at 5. They finished at 5. You finished at 5. They were going to get in, and then that would have possibly been a scenario that we thought we were about to see, where there might not have been an SEC team getting in.
Oh, before we go, shout out to our guy Alan Sanders, yo. Shout out to Alan. He ended up getting some press credentials, and he was on the sideline where he was in the box on the field at the ACC championship. He even got a question in at the press conference. So shout out to Alan out here making it happen.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Shout out to the brother, man. He was in here earlier, man. Meant to shout him out as well. That's dope. And of course, shout out to him on his new venture as well. I've heard him on the radio in the mornings a few times going into work with us. So shout out to my guy doing his thing.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. But that's it. You guys enjoy the games today. Hey, stay on the page. Let's get with it. Until the next one, we up out of here. Peace.